So my name's Stephen Moffett. I've got a farm in Penobscot. We farm with my wife, and we raised our family here, a family of 7 children. We raise hogs, and we grow hay and grain. My experience with natural gas is actually pretty interesting. They came to us at one point and wanted to know if it would be all right if they drill a hole on our property. And really, I wasn't sure just how to approach that or what to expect. So I did a little bit of research. Actually, my son works in that industry. He's out in Calgary. He's a geological engineer, and I called him up. I said, what should I expect? What's the risks? And is this a good thing or not a good thing for us? And his answer was really fairly clear. He said, we do this all the time in Alberta. We don't have problems with the kind of drilling that you're doing. These holes are way deeper than what we drill in Alberta, and so presumably it's that much safer. I talked to the company, and they brought me up to date really on the kinds of things that I should expect. And then obviously the kind of money that they would pay me. We in New Brunswick, we don't have mineral rights, so my only asset is to be able to lease the land to them. So I'm going to have some income, but it's not like Jed Clampett where I'm going to get paid for the value of the oil. Like, it's just not. For us, there was a couple of different situations. Firstly, they came and wanted to drill the exploratory wells. And they did that. When they came the second time and wanted to actually put the gas plant on our property, there was some different issues. And I know, really one of my first concerns is just how this would affect us who live right next to it, and how it would affect our neighbors, and where some of their neighbors perhaps would have some concerns. And so I did ask around, and some of them did have some concerns. It was going to be noisy, and that was a real issue. So when I spoke with Corridor, they explained to me that there would be a compressor that would be running all the time, and I said, well, I'm concerned about the noise. Can I go and visit a compressor somewhere and judge for myself whether or not it's a concern? And they said, yes, there is one in Halifax. After investigation, they said, yes, there is one in Halifax that you can go and see. And so I put the word out, if anybody wanted to go with me, they could. No one had the time to go, but I did drive to Halifax and went to see this compressor, stood up close and stood a little ways back, and just was able to judge for myself that it's not a real concern. And so when we came back, we said, fine, we're happy with all the discussions, and you guys go ahead and put in the gas processing plant. And I guess I can say, after the fact, I think that was the right decision. Like, it's if we were worried about the noise, it has not become a problem. It's far enough away from our house. My house and another house that I own that we have rented would be the closest houses, and we don't find it to be a problem at all. I can say in hindsight, they've never been anything but upfront and honest with us. I would certainly say Corridor have been an excellent company to work with. Certainly there's been no impact on our water or environment that I could point to. Absolutely not. It's interesting that you hear stories, if you live so close to a natural gas well, you should experience all kinds of health problems and diseases. You listen to some of the people that are very critical of this process. I should be sick, and my children should be sick, and all my 24 grandchildren that come here and play should all be sick. But we really there's absolutely no reason to believe that there's any ill effects from having these wells and having the gas plant on our property. My house is less than 800 meters from the well, and we just don't see any of those impacts. We need to make sure that we've got, proper rules in place. We need to make sure that it's done properly. We make sure that these companies clean up after themselves, and so that there's systems in place to make sure that does happen. I think, having said that, based on my experience, I think that we certainly can do it in New Brunswick. It's time that we need to take a look at the economy in New Brunswick and say, how can we grow the economy and bring some of those people back here and put them to work. No matter what we want to do, whether it's schools, whether it's hospitals, it all takes money. money has to come from somewhere. And I think we got to be careful. I think it's fair that we need to question some of the things we do and make sure it's done properly. But I think the key is that we find ways to do it properly instead of just saying, no, we don't want to do it, because we need those jobs.